Our lecture on perception and communication. Perception is the active process of creating means by selecting, organizing, and interpreting people, objects, events, situations, or other phenomena. In selection, we select to attend to certain stimuli based on a number of factors. First, the quality of the phenomena or self indication, our motives and needs, culture, and organization. Constructivism, we organize and interpret experiences by applying cognitive structures called schemata. Prototype, professional constructs, personal constructs, stereotypes, and scripts. Interpretation, the subjects or the subjective process of sort of explaining our perceptions in ways that make sense to us. These can be things like attributions, there's different attribution errors like self-serving biases that can sort of play into that. And a self-serving bias is a bias towards ourselves and our interests. There's also fundamental attribution error, and this involves sort of the dimension of locus. There are some influences that sort of change or sort of interact with our perception. First is age. Age has an impact on our perception. As we get older, we tend to hopefully get wiser, and our perception does change on things. Expectations also have an influence on perception. We may have very high expectations or very low expectations, and that can really play a role. Next is culture. This could be social location or even roles in your culture can change the way that you perceive things or people or communication. There's also cognitive abilities, things like cognitive complexities or even person-centeredness can really sort of change that, as well as yourself. Just the way that you perceive things can simply change over time or change because something's happened to you. There are ways of improving perception and therefore improving communication. Recognizing that all perceptions are partial and subjective will really help. Another is avoid mind reading. You're never going to be able to read someone's mind, so don't try to read their mind. Ask questions. So if you're not 100% sure what it is they're asking you to do, ask what it is. You ask them to use sort of precise language to help you sort of figure out what it is that they're trying to say or what point they're trying to get across. Check your perceptions with others. Ask them if they have the same perception as you, or maybe they saw something different. Distinguish between facts and inferences. What is an actual fact and what is something that you are inferring? Guard against the self-serving bias. If you can sort of put your blinders up to it, try to make sure that the things that you are trying to do or trying to say aren't just trying to fit your narrative, but actually having that communication. Guard against the fundamental attribution error and monitor your labels, what you're labeling as good, bad, whatever the case may be. I hope you enjoyed this lecture.